Now, if there's one word I hate, Troy, it's nepotism. And the NRL has been awash with it for the whole duration since we've been gone. And I'm talking specifically about the referee's boss, Bernard Sutton. And he's no friend of ours here at this show, and he's no friend of mine. But what's happened this week is that they've wrestled control of the referee appointments out of his corrupt little fingers, because it came to light that he was favouring his two silly brothers, Chris and Gerard, in the referee appointments. What do you make of all of this, Troy?
Well, Darren, let me just read you a little bit from the Daily Telegraph here. The NRL has removed referees boss Bernard Sutton, or is it Bernard? Bernard?
Bernard.
We'll go with Bernard, from all match official appointments this year to shut down claims of
nepotism. There's that horrible word.
That have split the ranks in recent years. A major shake-up as a result of the McCurry review. Now, have you read that particular document?
Not across that document.
Into the referees department at the end of last season, an independent 7-man panel headed by former players Jason King and David Fairley. David Fairley from the North Sydney Bears. Now, he could play football, couldn't he?
Yeah, big rough.
But can he be in charge of referees? Well, they've been put in charge of all appointments. It stops any suggestions that Bernard Sutton could favour his brothers Gerard and Chris.
Because didn't it come that Chris got favoured over a whole bunch of other people for the grand final last year, running the line, but he's never run the line the whole year?
Well, he's not a regular touch judge, no, but he got put on the standby bench because they couldn't. Bernard couldn't shoehorn him in as a third referee on the field because of course his other brother had to have a gig, and so did Ashley bloody Klein. Anyway, Sutton will remain as the ref's boss, but have no say in the appointments. Now, do you believe that?
What is he actually going to do then?
Well, I suppose take him out for a run every now and then, maybe.
Is he in charge of fitness? Because they all look, I've got to give them that, they look fit.
They do look fit. Oh my God, Gavin Badger. Isn't Badge just tremendous? He's a bloody... We love you, Badge. Actually, now that you mentioned it, the name of Gavin, if I was in charge, if I was Todd Greenberg, imagine that for a second, you know who I'd put in charge of the referees? Gavin bloody Badger, because you know what? He's tough, but he's fair.
And he's a lovely bloke, but he can be tough when he needs to.
And he does so much good work around the community. But do you think if Casey had a bad game one week, do you think Casey's refereeing the next week?
I think Gavin
fuck.
Yeah, I think
Gavin's dropping Casey. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He's all about the game.
Exactly. He loves footy.
He'll drop his wife.
Of course he would. Now, Bernard Sutton has previously said perceptions of nepotism towards brothers Gerard and Chris doesn't faze me at all. Now, what is that? Isn't that a bloody likely statement from bloody Bernie Sutton?
Flag that he does.
Doesn't faze me at all. I've already dropped Chris, says Bernard. I've actually demoted a number of referees. I do with my brothers in the exact same fashion. Come on.
Laughable.
These blokes are treating us like idiots. Not only me and Darren, but you. They're treating a lot of us like idiots. Now, I think
after that schmozzle that was the grand final, what's he done? Nothing.
He just can't put Ashley in there anymore.
Yeah,
that's all.
They've taken the control away from Bernard to not appoint those idiots anymore.
Yeah. So we've got, as it stands, we've got the chairman's Jason King, an ex-NRL player, knows nothing about referees. All he knows is that he hates them. Every single one of them hates him. Gavin Badger hates him. Nobody hates Gavin. Jason King hates him. David Fairley, fair enough, he's old enough to have forgotten past discretions, and he probably still, doesn't particularly like Barry Gomersall and blokes like that. Now, Jason King could possibly still hold a candle for blokes like Brett Sutter, who just ruined the careers of many NRL
Is he still
players.
running the line?
I think he still does run the line, sandy-haired little twig ears. Now, Russell Smith, the Englishman, who was also an awful referee, is the officiating coach and former international. Well, we just mentioned that. Steve Chitty.
Well, now, what I want to know from our viewers, someone ring in or do...
That number
let us
is...
know what Bernard actually does.
Well, it's going to be a long list, but yeah, put it in the comments if you think you know what Bernard does at the NRL.
Because I don't know. I thought that's what he did was appoint the referees, but now he doesn't even do that.
Takes him for a run. Anyway, Steve Chitty. Now, nobody knows who this bloke is. Nobody's ever seen him, ever. May exist, who knows. He's the bunker senior review official. Now, it says here he's a former touch judge, but I don't know about that. Now, here's the kicker. Guess who's the bunker manager?
Bernard?
No.
Who?
Jared bloody Maxwell. That's who.
He now... Jared...
See, Maxwell's back.
I can see there that the Manly player has put his foot on the bloody touchline there. Now I'm going to send this down as a no try. Stick with your bloody decision, Gavin.
Oh, God, we love Jared Maxwell, don't we?
He
Now,
is
he's
the
the
bunker
manager.
boss. Oh.
Now, Steve Chitty, the bunker senior review official. I presume Jared's in charge of Steve, if he even exists. Has anyone ever seen Steve and Jared in the same room?
Are they on the new ad? Maybe they should have focused more on that.
Gavin Reynolds, nobody knows who this is either. He's the officiating operations manager.
Well, this is where they're getting wrong.
Well, there's too many bloody chiefs, isn't there? No Indians. Put Gavin in charge of the whole bloody shebang. Say, Gavin, take him for a run every now and then. Keep him bloody fit like you are, mate. Get. Everyone grow out a nice bloody beard like Gavin's got. Hire your wife if you have to, but don't be afraid to drop her if she gets it wrong.
Well, at least I know now where ScoMo is putting up the unemployment rate. Lowering the unemployment rate, I should say. Hiring the employed rate. He's giving everyone jobs to all the jobs to bunker people.
And what better place to see out your working career than some hole in the ground in the middle of Sydney and nobody knows where it is, and you're hanging out with blokes who nobody even knows if they exist or not. Perfect. Darren, rugby league wouldn't be rugby league without a little bit of controversy swirling around. At the start of the season, the NRL launched their season with an ad.
It's the one with the
And didn't it get some bloody noses out of joint? Some blokes on Twitter, oh, I'm a white bloody male and I'm a middle-aged white male and I just don't feel like I'm being included by the NRL because I don't like seeing girls kiss. This is what we're dealing with. I think the NRL did a great job. Their theme is inclusiveness. This year, there's big banners up everywhere saying inclusiveness. Everyone should be able to love the NRL, doesn't matter what you get up to. And everyone does, except for a few whingers on Twitter. But what the Fox Sports, the geniuses at Fox Sports decided was that to appease the blokes that were whinging about it, they'll just release a new ad and do it properly, like the Daily Telegraph saying, well, this is how you do a bloody NRL ad. Now, the NRL ad featured, guess who? Oh, guess what song?
Simply the Best.
Simply the Best, or the Best, as it was originally known. Now, I think that's a mistake. There's plenty of good rock and roll bands around that you could pick 1,000 different up-and-comers, old has-beens, whatever. Just something new would be nice with a few guitars. What's wrong with a few guitars?
I know, and it's a uniquely Australian product. Why not get an Australian band? Why not get...
You thinking what I'm thinking? Kings of the Sun. Drop the gun. Drop the gun. Don't lose your head. You better drop the gun, boy.
Fantastic for crazy old brothers.
Shoot you dead.
Do you think...
Now, what the
do you
NRL...
think that, Tina Turner needs the revenue, or do you think the crazy old Hode brothers out of Kings of the Sun need a bit of revenue? Like
Clifford needs money like nobody's business. Clifford's always broke. Poor Clifford.
Yeah, so there you go. So there's that aspect of it. So they've missed a huge opportunity.
They really have. But anyway, so what the NRL have done is made the new ad featuring Jimmy Bloody Barnes. Now, I know you are, and you know I am, the world's biggest Cold Chisel fans. Now, Jimmy, to us, was the world's greatest rock and roll singer in the late 70s, all the way through the 80s until he lost it around early 90s. Would you agree? And since the early 90s, he hasn't got it back. So why do they keep wheeling him out? He doesn't look any good. I know he's still got the aura and he's still Barnesy, but he can't sing. And so I don't know what Fox were trying to do. They just put some different graphics around the same song with a bloody screeching big fat pasty looking bloke, and it didn't make sense. I think the NRL ad was great, except for the song. The Fox Sports ad was shit, as well as the song.
Well, might I add, if you're going to put a Tina Turner song on, put on something a bit catchy, like what you get is what you see, and ain't nothing but you. Like that. Well, I know they did use that.
Another woman like me.
They did use that.
Tender love.
They did use that, and they had Sparkles.
Now we're
and
talking.
They had everything like that, but at least it was a peppy song. It got everyone out in the crowd, and they're like, "Yeah, what you get's what you see."
Well, it is.
NRL.
And it's true, isn't it? What you get is what you see. And what if they did have Sparkles come out in his undies? Would that be such a bad thing?
Sparkles now, get all
Sparkles
the bloody-
now and Tina now in their undies.
Get them all out there now. If you're going to throw back to the 80s or whatever, you may as well bring them all out now.
What about Drop the Gun, played by Kings of the Sun, Sparkles McGaw on vocals, because I don't think Jeff and Cliff get along anymore, so you put Sparkles on vocals and you put Tina, Kings of the Sun playing What You Get Is What You See with Sparkles McGaw and his undies on vocals.
Now, Troy, 2016 Dally M Coach of the Year, Ricky Stewart, and Grand Final coach from last year, has come out and accused the NRL this week of treating the Raiders like poor cousins. Now, is this another one of Ricky's crazy bloody off-the-charts rant, or is there a bit of essence, is there a bit of sustenance to this claim by Ricky?
Well, I think that's Ricky's whole shtick, isn't it? It's very much an us versus them attitude down in Canberra at the moment. They like to see themselves as the outsiders, as the people nobody rates. Oh, bloody Canberra can't win anything. He almost got the ultimate...
Cousins.
Yeah, poor Cousins. He almost got the ultimate revenge last year, but it didn't quite work out. But there has been instances in the past of NRL officials saying, well, if it was up to me, bloody Canberra wouldn't even be in the comp, stuff like that. Now, Ricky Stewart, born and raised, Queanbeyan boy, loves the joint like nobody else. Will sell Canberra to the Eskimos. Is that an expression?
Yes, loves it.
And fiercely passionate. Everyone knows what Ricky's all about, but he does tend to carry on a bit. Oh, poor old us, we can't get this, we can't get that. But today I was surfing the worldwide information superhighway and I came across this. Now we'll put it up here for our viewers to see.
Get a load of this, and this is just adding weight to Ricky's argument.
Now,
Check
I don't know, I mean, even without Ricky's little poor cousin statement, this is just completely unprofessional and...
Disrespectful?
Well, now I hate to think that this is what the Canberra Raiders media people gave to Fox Sports and that they've just copied it, but I refuse to believe that the Canberra Raiders are this unprofessional. Now, the Fox League team have put this team list out today that features Jared Crocker.
Well, at least they didn't call him Jason Crocker.
True.
But Crocker, that's pretty... What else
Nick Contrick. This is a state of origin winger. Josh Papali with one L. I mean, that's kind of forgivable if that was the only one in there, you'd think.
One eye.
Now, should we be pronouncing this Papali'i? Like the man from the Warriors? I think even Josh says that it's Papali. But I know if Chuck Harrigan's commentating, it's bloody Papali'i. Now, Josh Hodgin. This is we're only down to the hooker and we've already got 4. Dunamis Louis. Now, I know Dunamis, poor old Dunalord, isn't a household name, is he?
Well,
but he deserves to get his bloody name spelled correctly.
He's a grand final
prop.
Benchy.
Good on you, Dunamis. We love you. Let's see. And Saliva Havili has been reduced to Silver Havili, which is a pretty cool name. But it's not bloody correct, is it? Now, that's 6 Raiders players in one team sheet on the first round of the season. That stupid bloody Fox League. I know it's not the NRL, but a lot of people read
Well, they're
or watch
representing the
Fox
NRL,
League.
aren't they? So they're representatives of the NRL.
Now, is this enough for Ricky to be coming out and saying we're the poor bloody cousins of the NRL?
Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to send this to Ricky. And I know Ricky watches the show. G'day, Ricky. I know you love the show. So we're going to send this to him, and it's just going to give him a little bit more ammunition.
Oh, God.
And so you remember, well, say at the end of the year, if they get dudded again in the grand final, well, Ricky can come out and say, well, they have not shown us any respect from the get-go this year. And we're the poor cousins of the NRL. No one wants us in the comp. They can't even get my bloody players' names right. Now, I don't know about you, Troy, and I don't know about the viewers at home, but one of the things I really like to do in the off-season, in it's summer and it's all hot, is I like to strip off completely, just put on like my tightest little pair of undies, spray some essential essences on me, oil myself up real nice, stick down all the hairs and everything on my arms, and I like to just climb into bed next to Mrs. Smythe. And one of the things that we like doing is going through the 1994 Kangaroos Heroes Australian Rugby League Collector's Card Set. And we'll sit there, dim the lights, and just thumb through and just look at all the past heroes of rugby league. And so what we thought that what we would do this year for season 2020 of League Indeed, and this is a brand new segment, and we're naming it Who's That Dude? Tell me who's that dude running around out there? Tell me who's that dude whose face is on that card? Now please, Troy, explain to our viewers at home what Who's That Dude is all about.
Well, Who's That Dude is a brand new segment for 2020, and I've got to say it's my favourite.
Probably the best thing we've ever done.
Now, what we're going to do, I'm just going to thumb through this magnificent album of Rugby League heroes, and we're going to select one carefully and hold it up. Now, the first correct answer of who is that dude wins
a t-shirt. Your very own League Indeed t-shirt. Now, these are handmade in Australia at gunpoint.
Is that right? Oh, there's too many to choose
Don't
from.
worry about them being made in China or anywhere like that at gunpoint. They're handmade in Australia. So who's that dude this week? Troy?
Here we go.
Oh,
all right.
Geez. Oh, we got a beauty. No one will get this. So I think our t-shirts are pretty safe here.
Carefully cover it with a royal placed.
Now, who's he play for there, Troy?
Thumb. Now, this is a South Sydney player from 1994. Did anyone zoom in on that then?
We'll blur it out.
All right. Jeez. Now, this is a South Sydney player from 1995, and that's all the hints you're going to get. Let's just have a look at that. Now, who's that dude? First correct answer wins a beautiful League Indeed t-shirt. Put your comments below, like and subscribe. Next week we'll announce the winner and we'll have another dude.